Welcome back, legends.
Three, two, one, let's go! Yo, listen up, about to tell you some tales of fighters and wizard shuriken and sails. The ups, the downs, the wins, the fails, and heroes that would make the Avengers pale. Madara Uchiha, he's a goddess shinobi, dunking on allied forces harder than freaking Kobe. Heading over to Marineford, ready to take the risk. You see, Wiper crack the air with one blow off his fist. Brighter than the sun, hotter than you can see. Oh my god, Goku just went Super Saiyan 3 with Naruto, Luffy, the Dragon Ball 7. We about to crank the speed out all the way up to 11. You just died and you're about to be led to the greatest show this side of anime heaven. So sit down and stay tuned. Hey yo, DJ Spin, welcome to the show. This is Anime Legends.
Not right now. Hi, everybody. Sorry about that. This is the 40th episode of Anime Legends, the live stream that I do every Tuesday at 2 o'clock. I would just like to welcome everybody to the live stream, and we will get to the content in just a second. Just give me one moment. What's up? I already took my med. Yeah. I am starting a live stream on YouTube right now. Yes, I did. Sorry about that. Had to deal with a small issue. You know, nobody ever bothers you until you really don't need to be bothered. Nobody ever bugs you till you're busy. Anyways, enough about that. This is the 40th episode of Anime Legends, and thank you everybody for coming, showing up. We already got Trix the Anime Hater in here. Thank you so much. I'd just like to let you all know that this is an open live stream. I will be posting the link in the chat fairly soon. And I'm going to go over all the stuff that I regularly go over. And while I'm doing that, you guys can answer the regular question. What anime / manga have you watched / read this week? All right. So just letting everyone know who is watching. We do have a Patreon. There are 5 different levels. There is the $5, $10, $30, $50, and $100 levels. You get different rewards based on those different levels. At $5, you'll get your name shown at the end of every edited video. At $10, you get your name shown and announced at the end of every edited video. At the $30 level, you get your name shown and announced at the end of every edited video. And you'll get a link to my Discord where you can talk to me, give me video ideas, and you will also get to see all my content one day early. Then there's the $50 amount. You'll get all of the rewards from the previous levels, Plus, you will get a handwritten thank you note from me that will be autographed. At the $100 level, you will get all the previous rewards, plus you will be getting a link to every live stream that I do where you can come on and plug your channel or whatever projects you're working on. So that is the Patreon. Then there is there is some merch. If you go to teespring.com/stores/afro-x-2, you can find the AfroX t-shirt, and it has the AfroX logo on the front, and of course on the back it has the AfroX slogan, which is of course stay legendary. All right, now that all of that is out of the way, let's check out the chat. Trixier says, One Piece and Black Clover manga. Very cool. Anime and manga that I have watched and read this week. I've obviously read One Piece. And I didn't really watch any anime this week because last week I got done with Demon Slayer. My Hero Academia season 6 is coming out soon though, so that is very, very exciting, and I'll probably be getting into that fairly soon. All right. So with that behind us, without further ado, here is the link to the stream. You put that in, and it will bring you into it will bring you into the backstage, and then I will actually bring you into the stream. So yeah, anyone is welcome to join this stream. Come talk to me. Let's discuss stuff. Things like that. Yeah. So starting off, and to pad a little bit of the runtime here, I'm going to start off with talking about One Piece number 1044. And oh my god, like, I did a review of it, but you can't do a good enough review of what happened in this chapter. Like, this is the chapter that has changed everything from the beginning of One Piece. Hold on, let me open up my drink here. All right. One Piece chapter 1044. We finally get to see Luffy's transformation, and it is crazy. So everybody starts hearing Luffy's voice again, can feel his presence, and honestly much more powerfully now, because Luffy just starts exuding Conqueror's Haki like constantly all over the place. And even some of the smaller underlings of Kaido get knocked out just from being in the same, like, probably 20 like, Onigashima is probably 20 stories. They're probably, I'd say, they're probably like 50 feet away from Luffy, and they're getting knocked out by his Conqueror's Haki. So his Conqueror's Haki, it is as good, or it is better than Shanks' Conqueror's Haki now. So in chapter 1044, we get so we get a look into the Gorosei, the Merijua Gorosei, and they are talking about the Gomu Gomu no Mi, the Gum Gum fruit, and they're talking about how like its name was changed, how it keeps evading them, how it has a will of its own. And they said because the Gomu Gomu no Mi is not really the Gum Gum fruit, it is the the mythical Zoan human fruit model Nika. And I want to point this out specifically because BDA Law did not point this out, but Chopper really is the precursor to this thing. Like, the only character we've seen with a human fruit so far has been Chopper. And it's just really interesting that his fruit would be the foreshadowing to this. So I mean, technically, you could say his monster form is kind of like Gear Third. I mean, flip, man. So yeah, Luffy doesn't have the Gum Gum fruit. He has the mythical Zoan human fruit model Nika. Now, that doesn't really describe it well, so I can describe it better in just a little bit. So then in the story, we move on to seeing Hiyori Kozuki, who is Odin's daughter, and she is there, and she has trapped Orochi under a pile of rubble and made it so that he can't transform with sea stone nails. And then Kanjuro, or what is left of Kanjuro, pretty much his soul, that Big Mom turned into a fire demon, comes back and like touches Orochi, and he immediately just goes up in flames. So Orochi's dead, as far as we know. But then we get to the good part of the chapter. So based on what we see in the chapter, how the human fruit model Nika manifests how the human fruit model Nika manifests is it turns its user pretty much into a 1920s rubber hose cartoon. So you remember like Steamboat Willie, Mickey Mouse, Cuphead, all of those. That is in essence what Luffy truly is. He is a rubber hose cartoon, and they called those cartoons rubber hose because they were constantly bouncing up and down. That's what they did in the animation. And honestly, it must have taken a lot of animation to keep that constantly going. So really, if you think about it, One Piece now is more similar to like Bendy and the Ink Machine than you would think. But yeah. So at the end of the chapter, what we get is like Luffy goes straight Popeye on Kaido, slams him around. Kaido shoots a blast breath at him. Luffy grabs the ground itself and like turns it into rubber, and just and goes boing and repels the blast breath back at Kaido, which explodes. And Kaido's like, okay, good. I'm glad. I didn't want to win like that. I'm gonna hit you back in a minute, to quote Lizzo. And Luffy's like, hey, it's cool. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's finish this. Let's get it done. And that's the end of the chapter as far as we can see. Checking out the chat here. 40 episodes in. Congratulations. Thank you, dude. That means a lot. It really does. Trick says 3. Sengoku is mythical Zoan human Buddha. I did not know that. I thought his devil fruit was just gold. And he made it into that form. But that's a good point out too. So Chopper Sengoku and now Luffy all are known to have the human fruit. Chopper technically having the original human fruit, and then the other ones being a form of a god. But yeah, all of this is really cool, really awesome development here. Just to let everyone know, the link to the live stream is here. You just put that into your little browser text box thing, and you can join the live stream at any point. Anyways, we're gonna start into the main meat and potatoes of the live stream, which today we are talking about Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. And Kimetsu no Yaiba actually translates to Blade of Demon Destruction. So yeah. Show my screen again here. And we're just gonna check out a couple of the things. So, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba is a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Koya Haru Gotoge. Follows Tanjiro Kamado, who strives to become a demon slayer after his family was slaughtered and his younger sister Nezuko turned into a demon. Serialized in weekly or in Shueisha's Shonen Manga Magazine Weekly Shonen Jump from February 2016 to May 2020, and its chapters collected in 23 tankobon volumes. It has been published in English by Viz Media and simultaneously published by Shueisha on their Manga Plus platform. It also got a movie and a second season along with the first season of the anime. But yeah, I mean, and that's all the regular stuff that you just need to know. It got a video game adaptation. But yeah. So pretty much the plot of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba is that Tanjiro Kamado, his family gets attacked by demons, and his younger sister Nezuko gets turned into a demon. But through the help of a mentor, she is taught that all humans are her family, and that she should never attack humans, and she should protect humans from demons. And I mean, this is interesting because this also applies to herself, honestly. But let's look into some of the voice actors, because the voice actors are so much more interesting. Of course, the Japanese voice actors, Tanjiro is played by Natsuki Hanae. Nezuko is played by Akari Kito. Zenitsu is played by Hiroshi Mono. Inosuke is played by Yoshitsugu Matsuoka. Giyu is played by Takahiro Sakurai. And then here is where it really starts to get interesting. There are so many names on here, so many tie-ins to everything in this show, and it's just very exciting. So, in the English dub, Tanjiro is played by Zach Aguilar. And Zach Aguilar also plays Arthur in The Seven Deadly Sins, along with many other roles. Nezuko is played by Abby Trott in the dub. And honestly, Abby Trott kind of just does all the small noises in this. Like she plays the birds, the small, or like Zenitsu's small bird and stuff like that. Zenitsu is played by Alex Lay, and Inosuke is played by Bryce Pappenbrook. So just a couple of the bigger ones, of course. Gyu Tomioka, played by Johnny Young Bosch, and he is also played in the Japanese version by, I just said it, Takehiro Sakurai. What's interesting about Takehiro Sakurai is he plays all of the like creepy characters that you wouldn't really want to ever be around. Like, for example, Cutthroat from Akudama Drive. Continuing on down the list, Uroku Daki, Tanjiro's mentor, is played by Brooke Chalmers. Genya Shinazugawa is played by Zeno Robinson, and one thing that I thought was super interesting was the master of the Hashira, Kagaya Ubuyashiki, is played by Matthew Mercer, dude. Matthew Mercer, also known as the greatest dungeon master of D&D in the entire world. He is the dungeon master for Critical Role. If you haven't heard of it, it is super good. Check it out on YouTube. The episodes are like an hour long, but it is worth it if you are into Dungeons and Dragons at all. Hagane Izuka is played by Robbie Damon. There are some more interesting ones here. Muzan Kibutsuji is played by Greg Chun. As I said, like Chuntaro Zenitsu's little bird is played by Abby Trott. She does all the small voices in this. Rui is played by Billy Comet. This is one I wanted to point out. The spider demon mother is played by Allegra Clark, which for all of you Apex Legends fans, including myself, that is actually the voice of Bloodhound. So the voice of Bloodhound also plays in Demon Slayer, which is super, super exciting. Let's just see if there's any more big standouts here. I mean, all of these are standouts because they're so good. Kyojuro Rengoku, played by Mark Whitten. That's really cool. Yeah. Gyutaru, played by Brandon McInnes. And well, it also looks like Erica Lindbeck does a lot of the voices in this too. But I super liked Gyutaro, but I watched, or the second season hasn't come out in dubbed yet. It's only in subbed. And so Kyota Osaka here. Is that his name? Yes. No, Ryota Osaka is really the voice that we're hearing when we're hearing Gyutaro. And I absolutely love it. He has such a mix between a stoner and an evil voice. It was like if someone who was super high on weed was also like super evil. And honestly, I think that's just a really great combination for that character. So that is the voice actors. Let's check out the chat. Trick says we'll read the manga. Very cool. Johnny coming in again on voice acting. Yeah, Johnny Young Bosch is super good. If you haven't seen it, there's an old show that he made. I think it's called anime.tv. And it was an old like anime clip show. And they would show new anime that were coming out. They would do games and competitions, and honestly, it was honestly like what is it? God, it was like it was like Tosh.0 or the Joel McHale show, but for anime, and it was awesome. And Johnny Young Bosch hosted it. As you know, Johnny Young Bosch also plays Crypto in Apex Legends, so that's another link of Apex Legends. This is like this is like the multiverse theory of voice actors. Demon Slayer has Matthew Mercer from Dungeons and Dragons, and it has two actors from Apex Legends, Bloodhound and Crypto. It's like what is it? Marvel said Endgame was the most ambitious crossover ever, and Demon Slayer said, "Hold my beer." Matt is in Demon Slayer. Did not know. Yes, indeedy. Sorry, I meant will you read the manga? I will. If I get the time to read the manga, I definitely will. Anyways, one more thing that I wanted to touch on with Demon Slayer that I thought was really interesting. And I'm gonna do the easy thing and just click on this. Is its awards and nominations. It's gotten so many awards. For the manga alone, it won grand prize in the Bookwalker Awards. In the It won Luna in the Picoma Awards and won Book of the Year in the Da Vinci 20th Annual Book of the Year in 2020. Last year, it won the grand prize manga division in the Japan Cartoonist Association Award. But yeah, the anime itself, back in 2019 when it came out, won Best Work in the New Type Anime Awards. It won Best Work, Best Character for Tanjiro Kamado, Best Character Female for Nezuko Kamado, won Best Voice Actor for Natsuki Hanae, won Best Voice Actress for Akari Kito, won Best Theme Song for Good and Game by Lisa, Best Director Haruo Sotozaki, and Best Character Design to Koyaharu Gotoge, since he designed the character since he wrote it. Also in 2019, it got Animation of the Decade from Funimation. But some bigger ones. Back in 2019, it won grand prize at the Anime Grand Prix. In last year in 2021, it got Best Animator, Best Director, and Sound and Performance Award for the Tokyo Anime Awards 2021, and it was nominated for Best Action. The Mugen Train arc was nominated for Best Action, and it got Best Ending Sequence Animation, Voice Actor Performance in Castilian, Voice Actor Performance in French, and Voice Actor Performance in Spanish, and Best Score in the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. And this year, it got Animation Album of the Year in the 36th Japan Gold Disc Awards. So this is a very, very awarded anime. And honestly, some might say if we get to like 20 years, 30 years from now, and it's still popular, Demon Slayer might be known as a classic anime and one of the greatest animes of all time. But yeah. Johnny also the second Black Ranger. Yes. If you are into I think it's called Super Satan or something like that, spelled Seiten. The Power Rangers, Johnny Young Bosch is the second Black Ranger to come into the series. So that is very, Very interesting. Just really quick. So the here's my review of Demon Slayer. So the first season was pretty good. Obviously, it was a starting up arc. We needed to get the story. Ooh, my mouth is dry. We needed to get. By the way, if anyone's interested, I'm not sponsored by them, but I am drinking Mountain Dew Spark. And it is very good. Like, if I could, this would be my new water. Yeah, Mountain Dew Spark and Mountain Dew Major Melon are both super good. Anyways, so the first season of Demon Slayer, I thought was okay. Like, obviously, and actually, the one of the awards for, in, I believe it was like the Anime Grand Prix, was the fight between Tanjiro and Nezuko against Rui, who was one of the 12 Kizuki, was put as or got the award for best fight scene. Or no, that was in the Crunchyroll Awards. They got the award for best fight scene because it was pretty awesome. But yeah, the fight with Rui was really, really good. Had a lot of high stakes, and cliffhangers exactly where they needed to be. I like the fact that in Demon Slayer, that the hero isn't overpowered and doesn't win just on his own strength or some made up half-assed power that he gets. Like, you were seeing that Tanjiro would not have won that fight without Nezuko. And that happens a lot of the times in Demon Slayer. Is that the last little bit of power that is needed comes from Nezuko. Or the saving grace does. Anyways, so yeah, the first season was really, really good. It set up like, hey, Tanjiro loses his family, Nezuko becomes a demon. Then he goes to train with Orokudaki up in the mountains. Once he's ready, he goes to the Demon Slayer training camp kind of thing, or the testing grounds, where you have to survive for, I believe it's 2 whole nights on a mountain that is infested with demons. It's either 1 night or it's 2 nights, something like that. But anyways, Tanjiro gets through it with 3 other people, including Zenitsu. And yeah, a lot of stuff happens in season 1. I believe after that he goes to a village that's being attacked by demons, and honestly, the rest of the first season kind of becomes a rolling pattern of Tanjiro fighting demons. He of course meets Muzan and vows to destroy him, but he can't really do anything because Muzan's in the middle of the street with his wife and child. Also, he's extremely powerful. But then we meet, I can't remember her name. Oh, excuse me. But we meet this woman who makes potions, and she tells Tanjiro that she can probably make something to turn Nezuko back into a human, as long as he collected blood that was close to Muzan's, because he's like the top. He's like the progenitor of all the demons. And so he has to defeat a lot of the higher rank demons and collect their blood so that she can make an antidote. So yeah. So pretty much the end of the first season is Tanjiro fighting against Rui, who is one of the higher of the lower rank 12 Kizuki. I can't remember what number he actually is, but he's pretty high up there. Zenitsu, we really get to see him shine during this part because we find out that Zenitsu's ability is that he is scared of everything when he's awake, but when he's asleep, he unleashes his main ability, which is Thunder Breathing, Thunderclap, and Flash first form, or Thunder Breathing first form, Thunderclap, and Flash, and he can ramp up that ability to, I think the highest I've seen it is eightfold. And the reason he can do this is because it was the only technique that he ever learned. And his master said, well, if you're only going to learn one technique, then drill it every day. Get it into your head. And he did it so much that he can literally do the move unconsciously. And then there is one more step after the eightfold, which is godlike speed, which he shows off in season 2. Pretty much once that whole thing is done, then Tanjiro is captured by the Hashira and is introduced to them. And the master of all of the Hashira want to kill him for toting around a demon, but Tanjiro and Nezuko prove that Nezuko is no threat to anyone. She's not going to attack humans. And actually, that Sasagawa guy, or whatever his name is a real jerk, because he like completely abuses Nezuko. But anyways, the master says that they're fine, they get a pass, and they can both be demon slayers. So then we move on to Mugen Train. So Muzan is dissolving the lower ranks, and he only leaves lower 1. So all the lower demons are gone because they're not doing what he wants them to do. And so he leaves the lower 1, sends the lower 1 to go and attack a train that is called the Mugen Train. And Mugen is a Japanese word that means unending. I actually just learned this yesterday. So yeah, Mugen means unending or eternal. So literally it's called the Eternal Train. And so he attacks this train, and then we get into the events of the movie Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Mugen Train. Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke go and join Rengoku on this train, and the demon puts everyone on the train to sleep and gives them really, really nice dreams so that he can kill them while they're in their dreams. This doesn't work, and Rengoku half wakes up from his dream, just because he's got so much killer instinct that he was able to catch the person who was killing him in the act while he was still asleep. Tanjiro almost fully falls into the dream and then is warned by like his subconscious to get out. And the only way he can get out is by killing himself. He has to slash his own throat to wake up. And it's really devastating when he has to do this, because that takes so much will. And it's so hard to do for so many people. So Tanjiro goes up to the top of the train, starts fighting the lower 1 demon, and every time he is put to sleep, he goes back in the dream, and he has to continuously slash his own throat repeatedly, continuously commit suicide so he can keep waking up and keep fighting while he is on a moving train. Do you realize how much brain fortitude that would take? How much balance, how much grace you would have to employ? So he cuts off the head of the demon, but the demon is not dead because it is revealed that the demon has fused its body with the entire train. So the entire train is now a demon, much to Inosuke's chagrin, and pretty much everyone has to fight to defeat the demon from the inside. The demon's head is in the engine car, and so Tanjiro has to use the his sun breathing technique, the Hinokami Kagura, to slash through the bone of this demon, and so the entire train crashes. Then the upper four demon shows up. We've never seen any demon as powerful as this before. He starts fighting Rengoku. Rengoku is amazing. There is no stopping him. He has full advantage. And he's just about to cut off the demon's head, and then Inosuke just runs in and fucks everything up. That's our one F word we're getting today. He loosens the grip that the demon has, and the demon runs off, and we get to some of the most powerful words from Tanjiro that we've ever gotten, which is we fight you demons in the dead of night. And he's making the point here that, like, the demon slayers go through so much. They're humans. They are supposed to be sleeping at night, getting rest, and yet they go out and fight demons to protect the world. And the demons just run in the daylight because the daylight hurts them. But he calls the upper four a coward, and literally through sun breathing throws his sword through this upper four demon. This upper four demon has killed Rengoku. So at the end of Mugen Train, Rengoku dies. That's the big spoiler. So we get to that ending. This prompts Inosuke Zenitsu and Tanjiro to train even harder and get stronger. Then we get into the Entertainment District arc, which is pretty much seen as Demon Slayer Season 2. In the Entertainment District arc, the boys travel with Tengen Uzui to the Entertainment District. This is like the red light district with all the, like, seductresses and prostitutes and stuff like that. And Inosuke Zenitsu and Tanjiro are put to work pretending to be women in these houses that are attending to the top tier, most beautiful of the prostitutes in this area. So they go on, and pretty much they find out that one of the top ladies, the Oiron, is a demon that is kidnapping people, and they're trying to find Tengen's wives. Tengen is a shinobi. He's the sound Hashira. Rengoku is the flame Hashira. But Tengen is the sound Hashira, and he has 3 wives. That's just part of his culture, is polyamory or polygamy. And excuse me. So they're trying to find his wives that he had put there as kind of spies earlier. And so they're doing all this, and then at one point on one night, Tanjiro faces off with the demon, and this demon is the lower 6. This is the toughest demon that Tanjiro has ever fought, but not the toughest he's seen. As I said back in Mugen Train, we did see the upper 4 demon. This is the upper 6 demon. Toughest demon Tanjiro has ever fought. And I really got that feeling of like what BDA Law has said about One Piece, where there's so many moments where the main character is like, I can't go on. Like, I got nothing in me. Like, this is my last strike. It has to count. And then they go on to just keep going, like the Energizer Bunny. Like, Tanjiro got like his entire left shoulder slashed. Like half his arm is hanging off, and he still somehow does all of the stuff that he does, the Hinokami Kagura, mixing the water breathing and the Hinokami Kagura. Oh. Trix here says it was the Upper Moon 3. Really? Because I thought it was the Upper 6. But anyways, so yeah, he's doing all this stuff, and what I loved was when Tanjiro went into that kind of blank rage mode, because it reminded me, excuse me, it reminded me so much of Meliodas' blank rage mode, where he just unleashed everything. And it was interesting that even the memories of Muzan cells like remembered when the original Sun Breather had the same look on his face. And Tanjiro is just channeling the original Sun Breather, which I think is really cool. But yeah, so much goes on. Eventually, they do cut off the head of the Belt Demon, only to reveal that the Belt Demon actually is two different demons. That one is living inside the Belt Demon, her brother, Gyotaro. And Gyotaro has the ability to turn his blood into blades that he can move around at will. He can also have his blades attack other people that he's not currently attacking. So they kind of get a mind of their own. And anyways, fight. We see Zenitsu's godlike speed, which is absolutely amazing, but it does raise one question. If Zenitsu is going at godlike speed, and Inosuke not only catches up to him, but surpasses him to come and hit down with both swords on the other side of Daki's neck, then Inosuke can technically go faster than light. Like, that's Zenitsu's fastest, and Inosuke is easily overtaking that with his own speed. And that was after being poisoned, although he says he's immune to poison because of growing up on a mountain, but who knows if that's true. Anyways, so at one point they think they have the upper hand, and this is before Zenitsu's godlike speed. They think they have the upper hand, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Tanjiro, they cut off. They cut off Daki's head for about, I think it's the second time, and they think they've got it. But then all of a sudden, her brother Gyutaro comes in, grabs the head, and stabs Inosuke with his poison sickle. And so that's when Tanjiro and Zenitsu fall off the roof, because the Belt Demon's belts are coming for them again. And at the end of this episode, the last words we hear from Tanjiro are "Sorry, Nezuko," as he realizes that he's gonna die and he can never turn her back into a human, which really hit me hard. What I think is cool is that like we actually had that bit of like Tanjiro being really weak and Gyutaro just like punching him around, and then like that whole thing of him getting one jab in with the kunai knife that had the what is it, wisteria on it, and that was such a genius move right there. So anyways, fight. Godlike speed. Inosuke's faster, who knows. Then finally we get to they cut off both the heads of the demons at the same time. So heroes win, bad guys lose. Yes. But Tanjiro he is bleeding so much and has so much poison in his system. He gets stabbed through the mouth with the poison sickle. Through the mouth. Like literally, had it not been the right angle, it would have gone straight into his brain and slashed straight through his face. Like there are moments that Tanjiro should not have survived in this. Like there are definitely moments that Tanjiro should have died. But plot armor. It's the strongest fictional force of nature there is. Anyways, so they chop off the heads, and right before Gyutaro dies, he has a defense mechanism, kind of like Danzo in Naruto, where when he dies, he explodes into probably like 1 million blood blades, and those all explode the entire entertainment district. And so at the end of that episode, we think everybody's dead, just been sliced to ribbons by these, but it turns out that Nezuko actually gets cut by one of these as her box flies into the air. This ignites her blood demon art, which lets her turn her blood into sun flames, and she pretty much puts out like all of the blades here. But here is my question. The blades do not hit and cut her until her box is way up in the sky here. Tanjiro and everybody are still down here when the blades go off. So my question is, how in the hell did everyone not immediately get hit by those blades before Nezuko started burning them in the air? That is something I will never understand. Because it just doesn't make sense. Anyways, so speaking of things that also do not make sense, well, it makes a little bit of sense, but Nezuko comes down from the sky, and apparently her blood is capable of burning away any part of a demon, so it easily gets used as a Deus Ex Machina, and kind of burns away all of the poison, and nobody dies, which is actually pretty great if we're being completely honest. So yeah, pretty much that's the end of the Entertainment District arc, and I thought it was really good. Going forward here, from what I've heard, the next arc is going to be called the Swordsmith Village arc. So I'm really excited to see that coming up. Also really excited to see the 6th season of what is it? My Hero Academia, which apparently is going to be coming out fall of this year. But yeah, I am pretty psyched. Let's check out the chat because I've been talking a lot. Trick said the series has so many awards. Indeed, they do. A no sponsor shout out for sure. Mountain Dew Spark, so good. Muzan, the totally not Michael Jackson. He does look like Michael Jackson. I don't know why the author designed him that way. He had a lot of will to do constantly in his sleep. For sure. I do want to point that out also. Zenitsu was asleep for the entire second half of the Entertainment District arc. And it's absolutely like I get that him being scared when he's awake is a gimmick, but it's absolutely BS because he can clearly see when he's asleep, even though his eyes are shut. And I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make Zenitsu into the blind swordsman trope, and trying to make him look cool like that. But I mean, having him be asleep in the back of my mind ruins the experience. So Trick says Rengoku just a monster in that arc. He was, dude. In Mugen Train, Rengoku, like Rengoku get like triple awards right there. Rengoku the goat. Saying it right now, Rengoku the goat. Upper Moon 3. Oh, Rengoku fought Upper Moon 3. Okay. Maybe he got demoted to 4 because when we were seeing Muzan talking to him, like Muzan's child form talking to him, his eyes said no. In Mugen Train, he was upper 4. After upper 6 was defeated, he got moved up to upper 3. Which does not make sense. District Arc took off crazy. It did. Inosuke does a lot of surprising things with his animal-like style. His style is interesting because they said that sun breathing was the progenitor for all the other styles and are all the elemental styles. But I mean, Inosuke's beast breathing is literally he invented an entire sword stance, which is absolutely amazing, and honestly gives credit to, like, Inosuke is strong, but he's also extremely smart. But yeah, he's extremely impressive. Created an entire breathing style, and then also was able to master total concentration. Total breathing concentration. Trick says Tanjiro came out crushed. He did, dude. His body should not have survived any of that, but somehow it did. Who knows? So many questions left unanswered. Anyways, this is the end of the live stream. We got about 1 minute left. My newest video, the introductions cipher, my newest edited video. I haven't come up with an edited video in 3 months. But my newest video is the newest rap cipher. It's about to come out in 1 minute at 3 o'clock, so make sure to check that out. And yes, this has been Anime Legends. So keep YouTubing, YouTubers. Don't fight the fro. And always remember to stay legendary. See you later, YouTube. Bye-bye. Thanks, Trix.